Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to go over a different type of content because I got to switch it up a little bit. And I want to let you know what I've been up to, what we've been doing, because we've been here, there, and everywhere besides on the YouTubes. So this is kind of like an update and letting you know what we're doing, where we're at, who we're with, and what we're getting ready to do. So stick around and find out because we're starting right now. Alright, so hey you, this is me, A.D. Ross with Novi Outdoors, where we provide tips, tactics, and techniques for beginners who seek to make waves, blaze new trails, and become more efficient in the great outdoors. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. So, like I was just saying, I wanted to give you kind of an update on what we've been doing and what we're about to do. So, to dive right into it, we've kind of been getting into some saltwater fishing. Not gonna lie to you. And we're kind of by the coast, so we want to take advantage of that. You know, as like beginners, we want to kind of study what we're doing before we do it. You remember that one time I told you about how to fish before you fish? If you ain't seen that video, I'll go ahead and throw a card up there for you so you can check it out when you get a moment, maybe after this one, because it's a pretty good one. So what I did was I went and grabbed that resource that I pointed out. Right? The Complete Book of Saltwater Fishing by Milt Roscoe. Now, I'm not affiliated with Mr. Roscoe or Amazon, but I'll include a link down there in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. It's a pretty good read. So basically what we've been doing is we've been getting out on a pier and fishing because we've got our little bit signed up to do a little junior angling competition down around where we're at. So we wanted to make sure we got some practice in. Kind of figured out the tide schedule and you know what we need to be throwing because it differentiates from bass fishing. I'll tell you that much right now. If you've ever gone from freshwater to saltwater, your gear changes significantly most times. So what we're going to be throwing is a couple different setups that I'll just kind of walk you through. So she's going to have her little, I'm going to try and get her on some live bait on a circle hook. So what we're going to do is we're just going to connect her line straight to a circle hook. I'm going to make what's called a knocker rig for, you know, some of my freshwater guys out there. A knocker rig is basically a Texas rig with an egg sinker and a circle hook. So if you can imagine that, we did that video on the Texas rig. I'll go ahead and link that one up there for you if you want to check it out. It's a straight line with an egg sinker and then a circle hook attached to the end. Now, depending on the type of fish you're going for, you're going to differentiate the size of your hook. We're going to go with a 1/0. A 1/0 is a pretty decent size. Let me see if I can go ahead and find one in here for you. Now, I know I talked about circle hooks in my hooks for fishing video, which, you know, I'll have to include a link to that one too if you want to check that one out. If you're just getting started here, I want you to be informed as to what we're doing. So here's our circle hook. That's going to be our 1/0 circle hook. It's not too big, but it's going to grab the mouths of them decent sized fish that she's going to want to pull up. So on the other lines, I'm going to create somewhat of a Carolina rig. It's called kind of like a live bait rig. So that one's going to be line, and then we're going to throw an egg sinker on there. If you don't know what an egg sinker on there, I don't think I did weights for fishing. I don't think I did egg sinkers. But it's just like that. It looks like an egg. It's inline, so it's got a hole running through it. So that's going to run up our line. Then we're going to throw a little bead on it. All right? And that's going to stop it and help it create some little clicks. A little bead like that. We ain't gotten into topics of beads yet, but we will. So that bead and then a swivel. Again, another topic we ain't got to, but that's neither here nor there. We'll get to it. I promise you. Okay? And then a swivel. That's going to keep our line from twisting up. And then below that, we're going to have line connected to our hook, which is going to connect to our live bait. So that live bait's going to be able to move around. With the weight holding it down on the bottom, it's going to be able to swim freely. So that might be looking good to some fish we might be trying to catch. Alright. And then the next rig we're going to be using is called high-low rig. Now I've got some of these little imitation little snapper rigs. All right, now I don't know these guys, but I'm gonna be using their products. So yeah, a high-low rig is pretty much, you got one rig stemming off a line that's high, and you got one rig stemming off a line that's low. Okay, and below that you're gonna have your sinker. So I might even get into a video about that, because I had to look up how to do the high-low rig, because if you want to do something right, sometimes you got to do it yourself. You know what I mean? So I think that'll be a good topic for us beginners out there, and we'll get into that at some point. You know what? I'm pretty sure I'm going to be making a whole pier fishing for beginners series. So if you're interested in that, just go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments what in that you'd like to see, because if you've ever done pier fishing, I want to know where some of your pain problems were. I'm just kind of getting into it now, but I'm going to outline basically what I wanted to know when I was getting started, because I'm sure somebody else is going to want to know too. And that's pretty much what this whole channel is about. So last but not least, what I'm going to be doing to try and secure some live bait right there at the pier is using one of these little sabiki rigs. Now, if you've never heard of a sabiki rig, it's basically a line with a bunch of little lines attached to it with small hooks. And they've got some like feather looking components on them to make them look tasty. I'm going to attach a little bit of some cut bait onto them, but hopefully that'll attract some of the smaller bait fish that we can then take off, throw on another hook, and throw it back out there to get even something bigger. So that's kind of the rundown what we've been doing. Like I said, we've been out exploring the saltwater terrain, which is a lot of fun, especially if you're doing a lot of inshore freshwater style fishing and you just want to get out and try something different. Saltwater is a good way to go. Now if you're landlocked, like in I don't know, Nebraska or Missouri, there ain't a whole lot of that opportunity for you, unless you get on an airplane or get in a road trip and head out to like Myrtle Beach or somewhere on the East Coast or the Gulf Coast or somewhere that's got salt water. You're gonna need some salt water if you're gonna saltwater fish. All right, so all that being said, I'm AD Ross with Novi Outdoors. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. If you did, like I said, give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and leave me a comment. And I hope you stick around, because we're going to be recording this little event that we've got coming up. The Junior Anglers Competition, I do mean. Not competition, but day. So we're going to figure that out, and you're going to see how we do with everything we just talked about. Okay? Because I'm going to bring the little GoPro apparatus. I'm going to do a couple of these little videos, tie it all together, send it out to you guys so you can check it out. Alright, so like I said, I'm AD Ross with Novi Outdoors. It's been a pleasure having you here today, as it always is. I hope you come back often, come back regularly. Check out some of these other videos I've got linked down here in the description. And if you want to see any of this materials or products, I'm going to have them linked also down there in the description, so you can check them out for yourself. Kind of zoom in on them, if you will. Anyway, that'll be it for now. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Come back and see us soon. Leave us a comment, like, subscribe if you want to. That's really up to you. I ain't gonna force you doing nothing. But that's it for me here, guys. So take care, God bless, because Novi is out.